Hi, this is Amit Porwal, and we're going to talk about a very interesting project which is about 5,000 square feet of floor space apartment, having only 4 members in the family. And the design brief that we got was very simple. They wanted a modern and minimal house. Very seldom we get a client who would say that we want a minimal house, and they understood the concept of what minimalism is all about. And so the color palette which we understood of the entire project was going to be more on the lines of the concrete and the hues of the concrete. Incidentally, we found a very interesting material which is called as the concrete floor. And of course it's a marble, but at the same time it has the flair and the flow of concrete. A little busier material, I would say. We were a little apprehensive, but then the client said that, Amit, if you think that you can use this, I would love to have this, and then the entire house can be in and around having very simple and subtle lines. The 5,000 square feet apartment, since we knew that the users are less, we had a fairly large space. So the proportions of the furniture that we had to get in, and the proportion of the light and the false ceiling and the detailing of trying to take the additional features of the screens or the partitions had to be really well balanced and maintained, and that's exactly what we did. And it has been a very interesting way of blending this gamut of materials and features. Since it's always a great boon for any designer when they have large space to play with and having less of density in terms of the activity at site, so it gets much more interesting. And I could say that that is how it helped us design this entire house with a lot of straight line details. At the same time, it gave us a lot of large free space. We could play with a lot of subtle colors and forms, and that's how this entire project has been designed. Interesting material palette, I could say, and it was initially probably we felt that having a lot of grey tones or the concrete hues in the entire project could be a little overboard, but we could manage and we could balance, and we saw to it that again, with a lot of cement finish coming around, the colors that we would want each and every zone to have, which would be more towards the pastel tones ranging from the blues or the hues of rust and orange, it all came in such a manner that we realized that the wood and the cement and the colors really had a very strong and vivid point to play. Lines were simple, as I said. It was well designed to amalgamate a simple form, and that's exactly what we prefer doing this when you call it a more minimal way of looking at this project. Largely, the entire zone of this project has been into only 2 large bedrooms, small guest room. The kitchen is very large because the clients were very much interested in, of course, for them one of their passion is cooking, so they had their own independent small kitchenette overlooking the dining, which was one of the very interesting feature of this particular project. The mandir, again, the temple area, was something which was in the northeast, obviously, but having subtle light coming in. At the same time, it had a very modern element of look and appeal. The dining area and the living room was one important zone that we had to take into account because it was almost about 2,000 square feet of space. At the same time, we wanted a lot of natural sunlight to come into the zone, so the slimline glazed partitions or the mesh partitions that we call made it happen, so that overall the house is very bright. At the same time, you would realize that there is no division, so whenever you would want it to be open and see to it that the living room or the formal room blends with the dining, that's how it would work, and the entire area looks huge and large. We enjoyed doing this project, and I'm sure you would love to see this project and the way it is going to be shown to you right now. Few interesting elements to look forward in this project was the way we designed the spa, and that feel of the house having its own spa and the family enjoying this is something which we really appreciate. I've been well appreciated with. Another area which is very interesting, and it's a very interesting corner of this project, is the study, the children's study, which is a part of the living room. At the same time, it could be divided with a nice screen and a partition, and that's something which you should look forward for. And the art in the entire house has been so well curated, and that's exactly where I feel that the entire house having it's the way the art has been taken into it's adding to the flavor of this particular zone. Also, an interesting thing that you need to check is the way we look into the main entrance lobby. These are the core design aspects which you will look forward and you will enjoy. Thank you.